Hey friends, Cameron Moss here. I hope you're doing wonderful. I wanted to come on and talk to you about something that is a regular conversation that I've been having with people over this past week or so. You know, one thing I've noticed is here we are, it is the end of January, and I've actually been having more conversations with people now than I did even have approaching the new year when people normally set their New Year's resolutions. I think people are played out on that. I think that New Year's resolutions for a lot of people are things of the past. It's something that for so many years we've tried, we've attempted, we've set these goals, and the reality is a lot of us have let ourselves down. I know that I'm infamous for year after year setting these resolutions but not exactly sticking to them, not because I don't want to, but because naturally I'm just not that person that has a ton of willpower. I mean, I'm just not. I'm working every day to get better about that. But personally, that's somewhere that I have repeatedly kind of let myself down on those goals. And I think that's a lot of people. Like, I think we're together in that. And so what's happened is you kind of get to the point where you're like, well, I'm not going to make a resolution because I'm not going to stick to it. So now, here we are, the end of January, and people are starting to think, okay, summer's coming up. I'm holding on to 20, 30, 40, 50, 10, 15, 100, whatever it is, number of pounds that the scale has shown me, and I'm disturbed by it, and I don't feel good, and I don't want to stay in this place. I've been talking to people that have summer trips coming up, cruises. They've got one person was going to be getting surgery on like their knee or something, and they have to lose some weight. I have somebody that's in a competition. I have someone whose child is graduating. Like, we have all of these different things. And I find that right now I'm actually coaching more people than ever that are at a place that they want better. And there's a couple things that I always like to start with when we're having this conversation and I'm talking to someone about what their goals are, about what they want to achieve with this, and really finding out if they're just interested in achieving it or if they're actually committed in achieving it. And I love to know why, like, what's the driving factor between wanting to make these changes, because at the end of the day, this may get tough. Like, it's not meant to be an easy ride. Nothing ever great was achieved casually. Like, if you have a big goal, whether it's with weight loss, whether it's with your fitness, whether it's an overall health transformation, you're going to come through some rough spots, right? You're going to go through times where you want to quit. You're going to go through times where you're just not having fun. You don't want to have to think about it. You don't want to have to go for that walk. Whatever it is, like, times may get tough, but if you have that why, and you know what you're holding on to, and you know why you're doing this, you can always take yourself back to that. So I love to just talk to people and understand, like, what got you to the point where you decided, okay, I'm ready right now. Like, now's the time. I'm ready to make changes. I don't want to be like this anymore. Let's do this. And so once we get through that, then I love to know what your day looks like. So I'm going to kind of take you through this, and you can act as if we're having this conversation one-on-one. And kind of write some things down and see if you can take yourself through this process and get yourself started on a better path if that's something that you're interested in. So I love to ask, what does your day look like? From the time you wake up till the time you go to sleep on an average day, what does that look like? What does your activity look like? What are the things that you're eating? Do you eat breakfast? When do you eat breakfast? What do you eat? Do you eat lunch? Do you snack? And what do you drink? Those are things that I love to know. And what I find is that even for most people, even just after finding out that much of it, like what their why is and what they're eating and drinking throughout the day, even based on that alone, we can establish a plan to get you on a better path, all while making sure that you're doing it in a way that you can stick to it. This is my thing. And look, I'm no master at, nutrition plans and diets and all that. It's not what I do. It's not what I'm interested in doing. I'm interested in helping people find a way to better that is sustainable, that is enjoyable, and that doesn't make them feel like everything good has just been robbed from them. Because the reality is, a lot of the different ways of eating and diets and all kinds of stuff that we've done in the past, they're not enjoyable. Like, I don't care who you are, eating broccoli and like a piece of non-flavored boiled chicken is not enjoyable unless you just have no emotional attachment to food. then you may be okay. And there's people like that. I am not like that. I am very emotionally attached to food. Not meaning I'm an emotional eater, but meaning I want to enjoy the food. Like, I look forward to my next meal. Is anybody with me? Do you guys look forward to your next meal? I hope I'm not alone in that. I love that. I plan out what I'm going to eat. There's nothing enjoyable about thinking about meal prepping the same meal that I have to eat for the next 7 days at 3 different times a day. Listen, some people that is. Some people that's perfect. It's what they want. It's what they need. Now, is it about planning? Yes. Is meal prepping great? Yes, absolutely. But right now, what I'm trying to get across to you is that we want to do this in a way that works for you, that is sustainable for you, that fits into your lifestyle, and that you can enjoy, that you can honestly say, you know what, I'm reaping the benefits, like this is what I'm seeing, this is what I'm feeling, and I'm actually enjoying it. Like, I don't feel like I'm getting robbed of all things enjoyable, right? So like, food is a good part of life that we should be able to enjoy. The problem is the things that we have told ourselves that are enjoyable things for whatever reason. Maybe it's because we were only able to have those things in a small quantity. Maybe it's because dessert is something small. So we look at that as like an indulgent of something that, oh, I can have this. This is a special treat. We are the ones that told ourselves that these things are special treats, right? Most of that's up here. So I love to get an idea of what the day looks like and then see what swaps we can make. So for example, if you drink coffee with sugar and French vanilla sweetener in it and you drink 3 cups a day, let's find some swaps. Let's find some good swaps. Let's go, like, what are you using for your sweetener? I personally love Swerve. You have to be careful with sweeteners because some of them can have some bad stuff in them, and then you've got just raw sugar. There are some different choices out there. I personally love Swerve. You can order it online or you can get it from most Publix. You want to make sure to get the granule. And then for your cream, try a little splash of heavy cream. Like, try just a splash of heavy cream. It goes a long way. And look, the first time you drink it, it may not taste like vanilla syrup. But after you drink it a few times, like, you'll adapt, right? And you'll get to where you actually like it. It's just about changing that. So don't take a sip and then, it doesn't taste good. It's not sweet enough. Add a little bit more Swerve, build up. If it doesn't taste exactly like what you're used to, just go, okay, well, I'm compromising. It's going to be healthier, so I know I'm going to get to where I enjoy it. But do that with everything you do. Like, if you love mashed potatoes and meatloaf, because that's what we had for dinner tonight, we do mashed cauliflower. Like, we make those swaps so that we can still enjoy things that we like. So see what your day is and then figure out the areas that you can make swaps. The things that we want to eliminate from our diet are bread, rice, pasta, potatoes, and sugar. Like, those are the main things that we want to try to eliminate at all costs. Because if you can start to eliminate those things, but you can still enjoy the other things that you would normally enjoy, you're not extremely restricted to what dressings you can use and what condiments you can use and how you can season your food. Like, you have some flexibility with this. Start to make those gradual changes, because no matter where you're at, like, chances are you're going to see improvement even just based off that. So this is about easing into this. This is about long term. This isn't just about jumping into it and losing 30 pounds in 30 days. This is about easing into something that is sustainable, that can become a lifestyle that's enjoyable, that you don't have to think about, that you don't have to stress about, that you don't have to yo-yo with. Like, this is your lifestyle. It's been my lifestyle now for 3 years. I'm not perfect by any means. I don't do full keto. I do low carb. I drink ketones. And that gets me through. Like, that is my master plan. It fits with my lifestyle. It fits with the way I am. I'm not one to count every single thing. So for me, this is great. But here's the good news. If you are the person that needs that, if you are the person that loves following a plan and you need to know exactly how many of everything you need, that's okay too. Like, I'm here to tell you that you just want to know what works for you. And if you don't know what works for you, talk to whoever your accountability or your support person is in this journey and have them help you figure out what works for you, right? What the best plan is for you based on your lifestyle, based on the way that you are as an individual, what you're going to actually keep track of, like, what you know yourself better than anybody. So you know what you're going to stick to and what's going to work for you and what's not. So if you know it's not going to work, then be real with yourself and come up with a plan that will, even if it takes you a little bit longer to get into that. Okay, so That's where it goes as far as making better choices. Here's another thing. We are infamous as the human species of 2019 of just eating all the time. Like, we just eat. We eat because we're bored. We eat because we're hungry. We eat because we're mad. We eat because we're glad. We eat because we're supposed to have sweets after dinner, or whatever it is. Like, whatever else we've told ourselves, or whatever else society's told ourselves, or how you were raised, or your ethnicity, whatever it is that we've told ourselves that this is why, we can change that. Okay, and when you limit the amount of food that you're intaking, when you realize that you don't have to eat 6 meals a day, you don't have to eat, like, this is a major newsflash, I know this is going to freak a lot of people out, but you don't have to eat 3 meals a day. You don't have to eat breakfast. When you're sleeping, your body goes into a fasting state. The longer you can extend that before your first meal, the more health benefits you're going to see. The 12 to 16 hour window of fasting is extremely beneficial. If you don't believe me, you can look up intermittent fasting. There's a ton of benefits to that. And then when you do break that fast, break it with something clean. Like, don't have a bowl of sugary oatmeal, maple with cranberries in it, with honey drizzled all over it, and 3 toasts, three pieces of bread. If you want to lose weight, that's not the best choice, right? Have something like eggs and bacon. Have a small quantity when you do break that fast. But what you want to do, what your focus is I'm only going to eat when I'm hungry, right? There's not a reason in the world that you have to eat when you're not hungry. I promise. There's not a certain amount of food that you have to get. There's no rule book or no survival thing that tells you that you have to eat 3 or 6 or 12 times a day. I know people that are incredibly healthy, that are biohackers, that are, whatever, the most elite fitness people in the world, who are in immense shape and eat once a day, right? As long as you're fueling your body, you have to know your body, and you learn that over time of doing these things. But what I'm here to tell you right now, with starting to make these small changes, and the things that we've already talked about, making swaps for things that you're using maybe in your drinks or your foods, cutting out the bread, rice, pasta, potatoes, and sugar, and then only eating when you're hungry. Listen, if you can do those things, like, I promise you, and this can start today. This doesn't require a special trip to the grocery store. This doesn't require a nutritionist to write out a meal plan. Like, every single one of us can evaluate what our daily intake is of food and drinks, and we can make better choices based on just knowing the basics of what we should eliminate from our diet to start to see changes overall. Physically, emotionally, mentally, the way you think, the way you function, the way you get through your day-to-day. Now, here's what I'll tell you about ketones. A lot of people I work with, the majority of people I'm working with, they do use ketones. I am a keto coach. I know that this is an amazing tool to help you achieve whatever it is with your lifestyle change. So I strongly encourage the use of that. I also do tell people, listen, if you want to make better choices, better changes to a better place in your health, I will help you. I'll give you advice on that, whether you're using ketones or not, because I want to help people be better. It's not about selling you a product. What I know about the ketones from personal experience, you guys, and remember, I'm coaching, I've got a handful of very close family members and friends right now, dear friends of mine. I've got people with stories that will just make your heart wrench that I'm working with, and my goal is to help them achieve what their goal is. And after they've told me the things that they've struggled with in the past, the things that have gotten them to the place they're at now or held them back from getting out of this rut that they're in, or out of this place, or without these 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 pounds that they're holding on to, some of these things are things that can't just be, accountability won't necessarily get you through that. Like, going into this strong-minded may not necessarily get you through that. Like, these may be things that you've dealt with for years, and sometimes we just need another method of support. Like, we need something else on our side. Our mind may be strong, but our body that's used to a certain thing or a certain way of eating, or a certain amount of times we're eating a day, or our sugar intake, or whatever that is, we may need something to help with those things, to help us with the triggers that we face that cause us to do these different things. So that is why I love the ketones. That's why I like to incorporate them, because between the appetite suppression, the cognition, just overall thinking clear, between the extra energy, between the happiness, the joy, the better mood that you have to actually make those better choices, all of that together is your security. That is, look, when you're having a rough day and life throws a curveball at you and you just want to say the heck with it all, but you still grab that drink and drink it, like, that's going to get you where you need to be. That's going to get you back in line where you need to be. So for my personal use and for what I recommend my clients to do, it's every single day we drink our ketones no matter what. Because I know that no matter what we're doing and what we're able to control, that is still going to work in our body. 100% of the time, it's pure science. Like, there's no way it can't. So that's going to work in our body. And as long as we can work together with that, look, there may be a bad day. You may fall off. You may just blow it, right? One Saturday or Sunday or Monday or Tuesday. But listen, just because you blow it doesn't mean you have to just throw the towel in and then wait until 2 months from now when you realize it's only 4 weeks from summertime and you have to get in a bathing suit. And now your period of time that you have to achieve your goal just went from this to this. If you have a bad day, who cares? That's behind you. Like, that's why your windshield is much larger than your rear view mirror. That is the past. Put it behind you. Keep it going. Keep it moving. Say, you know what? I forgot to focus back to my why. I had a bad day. I had a bad time, whatever. Who cares? Keep moving. Keep moving. Because if every time we fall off, we stay down there and we stay on the ground, then we just get kicked while we're down there. And nobody has time for that. Fall down, get back up, and keep it moving. So, just to wrap that all up and tie it with a bow, your journey can start with you just deciding. It can start with you deciding. It can start with you committing, not just being interested, but being committed to your goals, because you deserve this. You deserve better. You deserve to feel good. We only have one shot at this. We don't get to make up any days. We don't get to make up any weeks. Every single day that we have here, we need to make the best of that. And listen, if for years you've done this has been a vicious cycle and you've went through the motions of getting better and yo-yoing and saying you're gonna do it and falling off and letting yourself down and feeling like a failure, listen, that can stop today. Let's find something that you enjoy. Let's find a way of life that you enjoy, that you can teach your family, that you can share with your friends, that you can teach your children, that can lay the foundation for what they see and the nutritional knowledge that they have on what are good choices. Listen, a lot of us didn't have that. A lot of us grew up with things that we didn't know. We didn't think anything about what we were putting in our bodies. A lot of us gave our children things that we never thought twice about giving our kids, Pop-Tarts and red juice and Hawaiian Punch and all of these things that we didn't know. Let's help bring awareness to the conversation so that we can not only take care of ourselves and make ourselves better, but so that we can project that into the future of our children, the future of the generations to come, and we can help people be aware of the way that we should eat, the fuel that we should give our bodies, and so that we can perform our best and try to ward off a lot of the illness, a lot of the mental illness, the physical illness, and all the things out there that we're faced with today as a society based on our diets, based on our nutrition, based on lies that we've been told about the way we should eat, the food pyramid we should follow. There's so much education out there, you guys. I encourage you to just learn more, become passionate about it. This is your health. This is everything. This is an investment into you, and it's something we can never get back. So I really, really hope that helped. I hope that gave you some tips. I hope that you'll wake up tomorrow, brand new day. I don't know what time of day you're watching this, but I hope when you do that you decide that you're not just interested, but you're committed. You're committed to making better choices. You're committed to getting a grip on your health. You're committed to doing what it takes, to giving it the time, to going, you know what, for the next 90 days, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put my head down, because by the time you get that far, there's no turning back. And from there, it'll just be smooth sailing, a life full of better choices, better health, better emotional health, all the way around, guys. You'll see better. So I'm excited for you. I'm super excited for you. Let me know how I can support you and help you. I'm cheering you on no matter what, and I know that you can do this. I believe in you. So have an awesome day, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.